Okay, before we get into this, I want you guys to do something for me. I want you to log on to the banking app on your phone or log into your banking account on your computer, and I want you to take a look at your checking account balance, and I want you to read it out loud. And we'll wait. We'll wait a few seconds for you to do that.
How about we just go to the intro?
We should just go to the intro.
Yeah.
All right. One of a few things probably just happened. Either one, you opened up that banking app or the website and you weren't really worried because you knew exactly what would be in your bank account. Or two, you didn't open the app because you're a little scared of what you might see when you get in there.
She ain't got no money in the bank. She be walking around acting no
Okay.
Showtime.
Stop. No showtime. Or you didn't open the banking app or the website because frankly you don't think it's any of my damn business what's up in your bank account. Probably that one.
Probably that one. Regardless of what just happened, it probably gives you a good idea of the current relationship you have with money. And the funny thing is that the relationship you have with money is no different than the relationship you have with people or your partner or maybe your ex. Either way, there really isn't a one-size-fits-all solution.
However, while many people are capable of removing negative individuals or influences from their lives, they have a much more difficult time kicking bad money habits. Much like relationships, money habits tend to be really deep-rooted and permanent and ingrained in people. So surprise, surprise, when people get into relationships and they have a hard time managing their money or their finances, money is quite often the source of a lot of relationship issues that people run into, both in friendships and in intimate relationships.
Yeah, and when speaking with family and friends, the way they think about money and the struggles they have with their finances is sometimes based on what money looked like for them growing up. For one, growing up having money or not having money was a matter of survival. Whether it be living in a world where the cost of everything was increasing while salaries remained static or a lack of well-paying jobs, the need to survive just led to an increased amount of debt. From payday loans to banks handing out credit cards as soon as you hit 18. And despite even having poor credit, it almost seemed like, they were set up for failure.
Yeah, and for others, it seems like money was all about keeping up appearances. So I don't know what it is, but when people enter their teens and into their early adult years, there's this strange urge to just fit in and be equal to all of your peers. So what we often see is that people take on huge amounts of debt trying to sustain a lifestyle that they really can't afford to. And they're often comparing themselves against their peers or their friends who are in a drastically different financial situation to themselves. And being a millennial, we get it. Like, we fall square into that category. Like millennials are like the kings and queens of debt. But keeping up appearances is something that we really struggle with.
Yeah, it's that fake it till you make it mentality, right?
Yeah.
And for some, they fall victim to a little bit of both, because they're struggling, and at the same time, they're also trying to spend beyond their means because of what they see on Instagram and Facebook and social media. So, whether it's, some young teenagers even today, a lot of Black youth, are comfortable spending $200 to $300 on shoes and devices and phones, iPhones, Samsungs, whatever, but they have not taken the time to put forward like a financial portfolio or a financial beginning or future for themselves, because that has never been taught. It's never been preached to them. We don't hear about these things in school, sometimes even down to our parents. So it's something that needs to be discussed now, and hopefully we can bring that content to you. All of this to say, the first step in improving your relationship with money is to first have a better understanding of where you've been and what you've experienced, and also making the conscious choice to alter your course for a better financial future. On this channel, we're going to discuss a lot of things tied to money with respect to budgeting, savings, investing, and we would also like to have tough conversations about the habits, the good and the bad, and what led you to this point.
Yeah. And I don't want you to think that this video is made to make you feel bad about anything or drum up. Well,
maybe just a little bit.
Or drum up any childhood trauma around money or not having money. It's really just to get the mind working and thinking about why you are the way you are when it comes to money and your finances. I promise you, until you've taken the time to understand...
You're making promises now?
Until you've taken the time to understand the relationship you have with money and the habits you have around money, there's no way in hell you're going to be able to build a budget. And until you're able to understand why you're willing to drop $200 to $300 on a pair of Jordans or pay $1,500 for the new iPhone or Samsung or Android phone, whatever it might be, I guarantee you that cloud of debt that's sitting over your head is not going to get any smaller. It's going to grow into a hurricane over time. But that's why we're here. And that's why you're here. And it's because you want to have a better understanding of your finances, or you want someone you care about to have a better understanding about their finances. I'm not going to pretend to know it all, and
Really?
I'm not going to act like I haven't been swimming in a pool of debt at some point in my life. But that's what we're here to figure out together. And just so you know, like, we're millennials. We're millennial as hell. But we've learned a lot over the past several years, and we want to make sure that we pass that knowledge on to all of you over time.
So here's what I encourage all of you to do. Write down one thing that you struggle the most with when it comes to money, and write down one aspect of your finances that you're truly proud of. If you're comfortable sharing, drop it in the comments, and let's see if we have a lot more in common than we realized. If you find these conversations valuable, feel free to share it with your friends and family, or whoever else you think could benefit.
We'll be back every week with videos on how to get back on track with your personal finances and working on personal development. So make sure you check back next week for the next video. And don't forget to check out the most recent dance tutorial from Tristan. He posted it earlier this week. We need to get you guys up off of your
backside
and moving. So check it out, record yourselves performing it, and tag us on Instagram and TikTok so we can see you getting active. All right, see you in the next video.
Peace.